Hey guys, welcome back. About 4 months ago, we did a racing cab proof of concept, but it was just a concept. It did work, but it wasn't completely thought all the way through. So I wanted to take this idea to the next level. However, I don't have a lot of time these days, so I contacted my buddy over at 99 Lives, and I said, could you make this possible to sort of help bring this arcade racing cab idea, to the next stages? And he goes, absolutely, let's do it. So in this video, I'm going to give you a sneak peek look at that, and we're going to dive in a little deeper to see what is available. Keep in mind, this is a prototype right now, but the plan is that 99 Lives will offer some kind of product around this concept and idea. So sit back, relax, and let's drop that hammer one more time. I'm going to drop the hammer all over your
Alright guys, let's waste no time and get right to it. So I already unscrewed all of the screws from the bottom. So do that first, and then what you're going to do is take the brake, the clutch, and the gas pedals off of the assembly. And then after that's done, what's going to happen is the bottom will just naturally drop right out, and then we'll gain access to the actual pedals without the housing. So here you go. You lift that off, and then there's the pedals, and they're labeled ABC for accelerator, brake, and clutch, so you can't get them wrong once they're taken out, and that was actually done by the factory. I didn't do that. Unscrew those top screws for that wire, and there you go. Now it's time to prepare the riser. So we're going to remove the screws from the front, and we're going to start using the pieces from the 99 Lives kit. But in order to do that, we got to take off both that top plate, which you already saw me do, and then this middle plate that's right behind it. So we're going to take that one off as well. Just be careful when you do this. You want to unscrew the screws from the top brackets and from those both sides, and then you can kind of like wedge this piece out a little bit. Just do it carefully, and you're not going to need the dowels anymore, so you can get those out of the way. Now this is the board that 99 Lives provides, and this is what you're going to mount the pedals to. I guess you could put the pedals on first. I actually struggled with this a bit because the screws I was using I didn't feel like worked really well, so I actually ended up using my own screws. But keep in mind, it's still a prototype kit, so in the next step, you'll see me get this on correctly. Okay, now that I've got the right screws, let's continue. So I'll have links in the description of the screw kit. Actually, I got it from Harbor Freight, so I might not be able to find that on the website, but if I can, I'll try. But it's just a standard wood screw kit. I just felt like they worked better than the ones that 99 Lives have provided in the prototype kit. So now that we have that front part done, we got to screw in the top, so secure the top plate back, those two top brackets that sort of hold the cabinet in place. And then this actually was pretty genius. This was a design that 99 Lives came up with, and it's a plate to further reinforce the back of the riser to the front of the riser, so when you're pressing the brake pedal, it doesn't, bend or flex too much. It's actually pretty cool, and it comes pre-drilled, and I actually used my wood screws on this too, just because I felt like it worked a little bit better than the ones that he had provided in the kit. So as you can see here, I'll flip this back up in a minute, and you will see that it, provides an extra level of support. See right there, nice and tight. Okay, so the boys over at 99 Lives hooked you up. So what they did is they put screws already on the panel that are for the pedals. Now keep in mind, these pedals are actually mounted reverse. So, and you can kind of tell that by looking at the pedals themselves, because the 3 screws are going to be on the top of that panel. And that's actually the way they mount. So you'll see there's 3 holes on one side. And how you'll know you have this, I can't guarantee that Logitech has consistency on all of this, but I would assume they do. So A, B, and C is accelerator, brake, and clutch. So if you mount them exactly like this, you'll be all set, and there are provided screws, which is pretty awesome that 99 Lives does that. There is going to be a little trick to this. Just be careful with the wire that connects all of these. You'll see it's pretty thin. The wires are thin, but that covering that's on top of it isn't so bad. You see me messing with it. Don't pay attention to what I'm doing right now. You just need to put them on top of the pedals so that they're outside, because what we're going to do is we're going to run it under the riser and just secure it that way. So you'll see the way I'm going to do that here in a second. So just continue to mount these, all 3 of them, and then we'll go on to the next step. Okay, now it's time to secure those wires. Now I'm using a staple gun. It is a hobby staple gun. It's not like a legit, metal staple gun. It's great for this kind of stuff, so it doesn't apply as much pressure. I can try to put a link to the description if I can remember where I got this thing, but it works perfect. All we're doing is just putting staples and making sure it's in the middle centered it doesn't have enough force to split that wire, and it secures it great. I was going to use like a wire tie or something else, but this just works real good. And you won't see these move. And the thing is, you kind of want these a little snug, because this is actually this riser is going to get a little bit of pressure from you pushing on the pedals constantly, so it's going to be rocking around a little bit. So you just want to make sure everything is real tight, so these wires don't go loose or potentially get snipped by the action of the pedal going up and down. But looks pretty good. I'll give you a closer look right now. All right, so about wrapping up, I feel pretty good about how this looks. As you can see, super secure. It works great, and I feel good about that. Just make sure you do not snip the wire. You do, you're kind of hosed, because these are really small wires. You can fix it, but you don't really want to do that. So anyways, super snug, everything's good, and we can go on to the next step. We're almost finished up here. We're going to put the front plate back on, and we're going to reuse the same 4 screws that we used to secure the riser in the first place. So just put those back on, and we'll be pretty good to go. The only thing we'll have to do after that is put the pedals back on. Now, don't do it the way I did it, because I actually put them on wrong, and I didn't actually notice it until I posted it on Facebook. But I end up putting the gas pedal on the clutch, so just keep that in mind. Just make sure you're putting the right pedals on. The other thing that you might want to do is put those little rubber feet back on if you took them off. I didn't mention that, but I usually take them off just to make things easier. So we're going to put the pedals back on, but please put them back on the way they should go, which should be gas, brake, and clutch. The brake and clutch pedals look exactly the same, so I didn't notice it because it was super late at night. I was doing a midnight mod, which, that's never a good thing. Don't mod hungry, and don't mod too late. You will undoubtedly mess something up. Okay, just for reference, this is the way it's supposed to look. So you got clutch on the left, brake in the middle, and gas on the right. So sorry, I messed that up for the video. Actually, when I show you the gameplay, it's going to be wrong too. So sorry about that, but this is the correct way it should be. Let's take a quick look at the cab. This is the side artwork. This is Twisted Metal. Wasn't necessarily a game that meant that much to me. I just think the graphics are kind of cool. There's the marquee. It is a lit marquee. It's actually Arcade Game Factory, Scott Evans. I put a 19-inch monitor on this. I'll have links in the description of that. And this is the Logitech G29 wheel, which controls everything. This is compatible with both PC and PlayStation 4.
All right. So keep in mind that this game is pretty sensitive on the steering wheel. I need to probably adjust that. But and it also doesn't support the force feedback function, which this wheel has an awesome force feedback function. So in the games that do support it, it's pretty dang awesome. It's probably one of the best wheels I've seen for the price. I think right now you can get the pedals and the wheel for about 190 bucks. I know that's not cheap, but when you use this, you'll see from a quality perspective, it's worth that money for sure. So I'm gonna do a more in-depth video when I have time, but I just thought I wanted to show you guys, how this functions. And it's pretty damn cool. I gotta give it to 99 Lives. They did a great job bringing that, the idea of the riser pedals to reality. So I just didn't have the time to do it, but he did a really good job. So I'll let you guys know. I'll put a link in the description once that product is available. I don't know if he's ready quite yet for full production. Oh, damn, I was second place. I don't know if he's ready for full production quite yet, but when he is, I will let you guys know ASAP. But here it is, man. This is the game. This is it, and it's pretty fun. I've tested other games. Obviously Daytona. Oh crap! Daytona USA is a huge one that everyone wants to play. That plays great on this. Supports the force feedback function. Oh, squirrelies, way squirrely. Still in 5th place somehow. I fall off the train tracks with racing games, though. If you saw my first video, I tend to get a little crazy. 5th place. It's not great, but anyways, guys, this is it. I'm gonna actually do a more in-depth and thorough review with other games later, but this is what you're gonna get. It's pretty damn fun. By the way, the marquee does light up. I just didn't have time to do that either, but it does light up. All right, guys, that's it. If you like this, please, like the video. Please put your comments below and subscribe if you enjoy the content. All right, guys, we'll see you on the next one. Take care.